did a really, really good job. We're just leaving now. She's got a really nice car, and I'm going to show you that. It was gifted to her by a gentleman. A family gave it to her because they didn't have any children. So I'm going to back out. Excuse me. I'm going to back out. You see that beautiful car? She's got a really nice car. But anyway, she's got hand controls on there, and we're around the Mount Clemens Trap area. So it was really fulfilling, just helping people. And part of my job is helping people. The car she is, it's a Buick. I think it's an Enclave, but forgive me if I mess it up. But the car she has hand controls, okay? And I know the title says I-94, but we're in a different area. I made some videos, we'll get those out. But if you have a physical handicap and you've been cleared by the state, you can drive, okay? But she has a restriction that she can't get on the expressway, but the state made a mistake. They lost her original paperwork. So isn't that messed up? So her mom is fired up, but she had to go to a special training place to do her practical driving. And she's got special hand control to the car that costs $4,000. Are you hearing me? Cost $4,000. But we went to Mount Clemens Trap area. She was much more relaxed. She's got a spinner on her steering wheel. And by having cerebral palsy, she can't use her legs. She has canes. But she's tougher than all of us because she's not going to let a handicap hold her back, okay? And I asked her, what is your end goal? She's got to have her license before August. And we're practicing twice a week. It's expensive. I'm not cheap. But we made a breakthrough by driving to the Mount Clemens Trap area. I'm going to turn it around. But this, it's artificially light. It's actually getting dark out here. So the device I'm on is making it a lot lighter than it, but the headlights are doing that too. But I just had her go slow in the neighborhoods. I had her take her time because I have taught people with handicaps before, but to teach someone with cerebral palsy is a whole new situation. So when she stops way up here, and then she's got to look left and right. Now, she did save our life. She looked left and right. She looked left. A truck was coming by. We almost got hit, but because I was teaching her to look left, right, and left, we did not get hit. That's a win, okay? I keep trying to tell all of you about observational skills, okay? And with observational skills, that's what's going to save you, okay? Hey, thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. I got so much good stuff. You have no idea. And this is from my heart, right? This is from my heart. This is what I do. And God sent me to this young lady, her mom. Her name is Brooke, okay? And she has cerebral palsy. She went through segment 1. That's what I teach. And then she had to go to this special school that teaches people who have physical handicaps. She has cerebral palsy. She is 21. Okay. Thank you. That means so much. And leave comments. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want me to change, what you want me to improve. Understand how her mom felt because, and this is a very curvy road. And what do people do? They drive crazy fast. So, and I need to do my research on cerebral palsy. I need to do my research on how do you control the vehicle. She's got a spinner on the steering wheel, and she is a lefty. She gets tired really easily because she gets very fatigued. Now, I know you see this road, okay? This is a very curvy road, and for a beginning driver, you're all off on the barbed wire. You're all off crossing the double yellow. So before all of you start capping on me and saying, wow, this is a hard road for anyone. And we're just trying to take our time, be smooth, be very intentional, right? She's a lefty, and her hand controls are on the right side. My dad was a righty, and back in the day, he just had a metal rod that bolted to the accelerator and brake. This young lady has a mechanical steel custom CNC bracket that bolts to the seat. I'll take pictures of it next time. And it's spring loaded. So, and the car it's really frightening. First, I'm going to tell you that, but once you get used to the car, it's not as frightening. Now, I'm just going back and forth. It is frightening because the car kind of lunges forward, and I'm trying to teach her. I'm like, what the? But it's not her. It's the car. I overreact. I want to show you this turn. This is where she was driving like about 40 and literally almost hit her dad. And her mom was like, you almost hit Dad! And she started like almost crying. Like, this is a tough left turn. Okay, you see me making this left turn? Many of you would mess this up. Imagine having cerebral palsy trying to make that turn. And then you going over a bridge. And this is limited sight. It's determined to get her license. And then we're trying to get this no highway restriction taken off. Now, before I get hate, a lot of you saying, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Listen, people, I am a state certified driving instructor. Okay? And I do know what I'm doing. If I didn't know what I was doing, I wouldn't be driving their daughter. And this woman would not trust me and it's my life. This young lady could easily go off the road because 20 years ago, and I'll find the article, 20 years ago, I'm stopping. There was a woman who had hand controls. The gas and brake were too close together. She lost control, drove off the canal, and drowned. Because one of my students, he was cracking, his dad is a police officer, said, well, you know what, Myles? There was a woman 20 years ago who had hand controls, and she lost control of her car and went into canal. You know, you're driving by water. I hope you can swim. I'm like, just stop. Why are you negatively manifesting? Right? So he kind of laughed a little bit, but this is serious. Okay? I'm telling you this journey because this is like a debriefing. Now, I'm going back out here. She can only drive about an hour because she gets very fatigued. And then she said, you know, Mr. Myles, you drove my car. I was telling, she belongs to a Facebook group of people who have cerebral palsy. And she was telling her friends about me, right? Because she is 21. Imagine in her friend group, she's the only one that does not drive. And if you ever had a friend who has a handicap, a lot of people treat you different. People who have a handicap only want to be treated the same. Okay? And that's so important that we remember they want to be treated the same. Now, imagine us driving on this road, and this is what she'll do. She'll drift to the right, just like this. And if I overreact, she's going to go into the ditch. So all I tell her to do is slow down before you get into the curve. Because what do people do on curves? They drive really fast. And we're not trying to crash now. This is terrifying too. A lot of you who are learning how to drive, and remember my headlights are on, so this camera, this phone, is artificially making it brighter. But really, it's dark. It's dark out here. But it looks like it's daylight because these are high output lights. Okay? So I just told her, hey, look, I believe in you. Take your time. Be patient. She was just relieved to be away from her mother. Not in a negative way. Okay? Because when I learned how to drive, I was really nervous around my dad. And I was driving too fast with my mom. You go figure that out. Okay? And my parents did not let me drive their car. I had to buy my own, get my own. And many of you said, as you should. And guess what? You're right. I bought my own car. But, guys, I was scared to bring it home. I drove it to my friend's house, and I would walk home and ride my bike. One day I said, I'm done. I just drove it home, ran inside, and my dad said, boy, what piece of junk is that out there? And I said, Dad, that's my piece of junk. He just looked at me, walked away. I don't know what he's going to do to me, right? This is a black man, 6'4", 220 from Alabama. Was I dead? Was I not going to come back? What was going to happen to me? Okay? But I had to do it because they weren't going to get me a car. I wasn't going to rely on mom and dad to get me a car. I don't know where you guys' journeys are. You need to be messaging me. You need to believe in it. It's 25 here. This is part of the Mount Clemens trap game. Okay? And if you're not aware, you're going to get a ticket. She was going about 35. Low key, I said, girl, you got to slow down. I know. This is where the police are. I'm like, okay. You know. So, you know how I'm talking. You know the type of people she hang around. We keeping it real. She likes me because I keep it real. Okay, I'm not going to panic. She said, my last instructor screamed at me. I said, girl, I'm not about that. Okay, if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you. But some people don't like when you tell the truth. You can't handle the truth, right? So she's a little late in her stops. Like she overshoots the stop sign. So I'm like, girl, you got to slow down earlier. So we have a complete stop. But this is a setup, right? I'm going to show you. You got to look. You got to really look, okay? And you got to look. And I'm driving like she's driving. I know I'm irritating people. I don't care. And I know you can't see me because I'm black. But that's okay. But I'm showing you how difficult it is with the vision. I'm cracking a joke though, but I am sugar brown. Okay, anyway. But she hasn't driven at night. She hasn't driven in the snow. She has been on the expressway, but there's a restriction. Now, many of you, before you start trying to clock my tea, why don't you do your due diligence? I'm in the Midwest. What are the rules on people who have cerebral palsy? Okay, there's how severe is she? I need to look at her medical file. I need to know this. And then I'm going to make a video in her car with her hand controls. And I'm telling you, man, it's frightening. It's really frightening because this car kind of takes off on you. But I'm slowly getting used to it. But every now and then, this car takes off. So we're coming up stopping, right? It's really bright out here. And then I'm looking. You see how bright it is? I look left. There's some cars coming, so I'm going to wait. I'm being extra, okay? And you got to be patient. See how patient I am? I'm not trying to get hit by cars. Okay, turning into the nearest lane. You see me? Right, like I don't want to get hit. But that's what it feels like. You're like, oh my God. Okay? Like I'm giving you real emotions. That's why you hear, right? Because sometimes you don't see cars. But I don't know if she can turn her neck. She almost looks like this. So, again, it's a muscular disease. Okay? I got to read on this. I need to look at her medical. I need to know more about her. What are her strengths? What are her limitations? How far can she walk? How long can she drive? How much pressure does it take to hold her hand controls? You feel me? My dad did not have cerebral palsy. Okay? That's different. I mean, could she drive to Toledo? Could she drive to Chicago? Could she drive to New York? I don't know. But if she wants to drive, she's going to... You see how bright it is? This is how you get that night glare. This is what it looks like. I just had a Meta Ray-Bans on right now. But you see this glare, and that's hard. Okay, now I'm going to flip screens because this is too much. Okay? But she can only drive about an hour. I want to get to know her. What are her strengths? What are her weaknesses? I'm not going to take the family's money. I'm not about that. We're driving 2 times a week. I'm preparing her for her road tests. And I told her, you have to go on and off the freeway one time. Well, I don't know if we can do that. If you don't do that, you won't pass your road test. You'll never get your TIP. Well, she's got her TIP, her temporary instruction permit. Okay? And part of me says, let's just get on the expressway. But I want to do my research because I don't want to crash. She doesn't want to crash. People drive crazy fast on the expressway. She is 21. She's 21. Young people's brains don't develop to about 25 or 26. You can look that up. Now it's a little bit darker now. I'm going to switch screens back. It's less glare, right? But this is what it's like for a beginning driver. You got that glare because lights are brighter today, okay? And this car has factory headlights. They are bright though. You can get momentarily blinded and you want to look to the right. R-I-G-H-T. I'll change the title of this video when I get home, but this is about driving with cerebral palsy. I had my second drive with Brooke. The first time was with her mom. It was kind of crazy. Her mom was like all over, like, slow down. Ah. And Brooke, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. But the second time without her, more peaceful, more relaxed. Okay, we just kept it real, right? And I just want her to feel comfortable, get lessons, prepare herself, because driving is a responsibility. It's a privilege, not a right. And those things can be taken away. I would hate for her to crash. That would be on me forever. But also, I'm about helping her. And I'm about preparing for her. Right? So you see where it's harder to see at night. Depth perception is definitely off. And she does have some sight disabilities, but you know what? We're not worried about that, okay? We're going to keep it real with her. We're going to speak truth with her. Yeah, I'll do more videos on left and right turns. I got you. I got you. Now, you can see how much light it is. I'm showing you the back view. This car with the headlights, they keep shining, and it gives you eye fatigue. I'm not an eyeglass wearer. I just had a Meta Ray-Bans on. Okay, I'm going to turn the angle back. So I'm just trying to take my time and be patient, be smooth. But you do get eye fatigue. I have dry eyes sometimes. Whoa, someone's on a bike. And then I'm gonna give you a summary. No, I'm gonna keep going. I know those people are mad at me. I just turned on my blinker and they're pissed off. Oh well, I'm sorry guys. I do apologize. I don't mean to do that. I always use my blinker. And I'm telling her, you got to use your blinker. But her mom is saying one thing, I'm saying one thing. I'm the state certified instructor. And she's got to trust me and listen to me and lean into me. Now my blinker's on. I'm going to make a nice, easy right turn. I'm going in slow. You see that car pulling out? Almost an accident up here. People do weird stuff at night. Okay? And one of the most frightening things is driving at night with beginning drivers. Well, they're all over the road. And I'm giving you insight. This is like a vlog. This is like a day in the life, but this is real. This is what I go through on a daily. And we're just trying to keep things calm, keep things peaceful, and really just trying to lean into good driving principles, right? Now we're going to pull into the speedway. And for sometimes beginner drivers just miss the driveway completely because you're not used to looking. And I'm waiting for all these cars to go by. And really, I'm going to give you an actual summary so you can say, wow, man, you know, you're doing it. All right. Okay. I want this card to run off. All right. All right. So, and I talked to her mom. So let's talk about safe driving practices. She automatically put on her seatbelt. You have to. Next, maintains proper speed. She was speeding the first time when I was with her mom, like going 10 over, 12 over. And instead of me overreacting, I just let her mom was really like a backseat driver. It's being real. And I was just there, like, learning, watching Brooke, watching her mom, seeing the car. For many of you, if you were in a car, you would have been terrified. I was nervous, but I wasn't scared because I know my ability, and I prayed. Next, um, maintains proper speed. She was very inconsistent. This is the first time with her mom. The second time with me, much smoother, about 3 to 5 over. And then once she started getting on the curves, on that curvy road I was on, she started driving at or near the speed limit. And remember, this is my second drive with the person that has cerebral palsy. And I have not seen her medical report. I don't know if she's severe. I don't know what is her strength level. Can she grip 5 pounds, 10 pounds? Does she have physical therapy? Is she on a medication? There's so much I don't know. And I really need to ask these questions because I'm driving her. And she's got vision issues too. She does not wear glasses. Next, understands and identifies and responds appropriately to traffic signs and signals. Yes. She knows where the stop signs are, yield signs are, but she was kind of stopping past the sign. So we need to tell her to slow down much earlier so she stops at or near. If you just are joining, I'm giving you a recap of my student. Her name is Brooke. She has cerebral palsy. And this is good for me. And if any of you know someone with cerebral palsy, turn them on to this channel. And then I'll get some good titles and keywords so you know what it is, because I teach all people. Okay. Next, understands proper use of mirrors, checks. We got to learn to look at those mirrors. I don't want to overwhelm her. We're trying to keep the car straight in the lane, real talk. And she did that this time. Now, she went down to the Mount Clemens trap area. If you don't know what the Mount Clemens trap area is, look at my videos. The title, their keyword, if it says Mount Clemens or downtown trap area, that's Mount Clemens. And I had to go around 8 times. The first time there were some foreigners, no cap, no hate. They were taking pictures by a statue. One of my thumbnails is by one of those statues in the Mount Clemens trap area. You just have to look it up. And there was about 6 of them. One person was kind of standing in the road. I'm like, slow down, wait, look at them and make eye contact. Now I'm getting used to her nonverbal. She does this. It's like she has to swing her neck. You and I, we just do this, but we don't have cerebral palsy. Okay. So I'm trying to give you a difference of it. Maybe like a muscle cramp in your leg is cramped up. Sorry, I got an eyelash in my eye. Because my eyelashes are so beautiful. Right? Don't hate me. Right? Because men do have long eyelashes. I got a good sense of humor. Okay. So each turn she got better and better. Remember, she's got a spinner on the wheel. And if you spin it too fast, you're going to go right into the curb. If you go too fast and spin it, the car's just going to do a half circle. So that's kind of frightening right there too. I need to drive her car again. I need to make some videos in this car so you guys get a real sense of what it's like to drive a hand control only vehicle. My phone is on 10%. Please stay with me. Okay. But I'm telling you real journeys and real stories, and this is what you need to hear. She's in a Buick Enclave, 30. It's almost like the car is new because some old people had the car. No hate, don't send me hate. But the steering, the gas pedal and brake are like so sensitive. Like if you just tap the gas, vroom, you're going forward. So it's kind of frightening too, but it's not her because I'm learning her style. And I don't know if she ignores that because she's very, excuse my pun, she's very driven to get that permit, get that license. She has a TIP, a temporary instruction permit, and that is an adult license. Okay? And it's got to be renewed every 30 days. So I said, when is your TIP expire? She said October of 2026. I'm like, okay. So we have enough time if we drive twice a week and going through road test prep, right turns, left turns. We haven't done parallel parking yet. Probably with that spinner, she just pulls up, turns it all the way to the right. The rear of the car will go into the right, turns it back to the left. She can nail that parallel park. I need to really see where her strengths and limitations are. So what I need to do, and this is making me a better instructor too, I need to get outside of the car and see how far her sight line is. Because I'm about data, and then I'm going to do my research tonight. I'll, do a live tomorrow about people with cerebral palsy and, their sight ability. I don't know if there's even a lot of research. She said, there's not a lot of research on me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I'm 20 or 21 and there's not a lot of research. So how long is the lifespan of people with cerebral palsy? I don't know. You need to reach out to me. The algorithm will push this out to people with cerebral palsy. Okay, I'll change the title when I get home, but you're learning from an instructor. And this could help you as a beginner driver. Don't overturn the wheel. Lane line reference, because I always use the vocabulary because I'm an instructor. Okay. Next, yield for pedestrian. She does yield, but at certain times it feels like she's about to run over someone, but it's the car, is not her. I'm telling you this from a driving perspective now. She's got a hand control. It's like a long baseball size handle that's black. Up is for brake, down is for gas. So I know I can stop the car. Plus there's a little instructor brake, but it's really little, and I wear size 14, and if I try to hit that, I'll miss it. Like I have to really lift up my leg. It's easier for me, by that time we would have hit something, so it's easier for me to squeeze that. But remember, if I panic, she's going to panic, and I have to try to keep my emotions in check, not because I'm frustrated at her, but she's safe. I'm learning her style. She feels comfortable with me. She'll talk to me. And I want her to feel comfortable. And that's the most important thing. It's not about her mom. It's not about me. It's about her. I want to say this again. It's not about me. It's not about her mom. It's about Brooke. So when you guys watch this, you're like, bro, wow. It's about Brooke. But I need to do research of people with cerebral palsy, driving. I'm not going to blow up the name of the school who taught her. That's not what this is about. It's about me helping her get her license, getting her confident. Will she ever drive on the freeway? Yet to be determined. She's probably going to drive really slow. You have to drive the minimum speed limit or you can't drive. I had another client that had to restrict that license because she could not keep up her speed. She can only drive during the day. And Brooke is like, I don't care. I just want to drive. I'm like, girl, I'm not mad at you. You just want to drive. I am not mad at you. But we want to make sure she's safe. So let's review. Brooke is 21. She has cerebral palsy. This is my second drive with her. She did 1,000% better because she was not all over the road. Sorry, Mom. Her mom didn't come with us this time. So that mom protectiveness really stretched Brooke out. Same thing when I was learning to drive and I was just nervous around my dad. Again, my phone, hopefully it'll make it. I supported her. I talked to her. I didn't overcorrect. I didn't undercorrect. She wants me to be honest. Brooke, you almost killed someone. Okay. Brooke, you did a good job. Okay. So around that second or third time around, remember we went around the downtown Mount Clemens trap game, including angle parking, at least 8 times. Every single turn, she got better. The first turn, she was going short, hitting the curb, almost hitting it. The second time, she was going wide, like going in the wrong lane. The third series, more consistent. The fourth series, more consistent, but the car was kind of lunging forward. The fifth series, more consistent, but she was kind of short again, hitting the curb. The sixth series, more consistent, a little wide. The seventh series, a little bit more consistent. The eighth series, she was pretty consistent, but by then she was really tired. So if any of you have taught someone or know someone with cerebral palsy, you gotta leave a message. You gotta lock it in, okay? Because this is different than driving someone who's able-bodied. And I got to do my research so I can be effective to her. But overall, I would give Brooke about a C plus. Okay, she came from an unknown grade because the first time it was very stressful, not for me, but her mom. And don't get it wrong, we still could go off the road and have an accident. Occasionally, Brooke would drift off the road. I'm like, girl, what you doing? So I just turned the wheel back. I keep it real. And I didn't. She said, I like you because you don't scream. I'm like, I'll never scream. That's not my DNA. Guys, I love you. Subscribe, follow. We'll edit this out. I taught my second day with the driver who has cerebral palsy, and we're just bringing you truth and love. Leave questions, leave comments. And if you know of information about that, put a link. I'll look at it. Subscribe. Bye.